Hello everyone, welcome to English for You. I'm Mike.
I'm Jacqueline.
And welcome back to day 2 of our look at YouTube channels and what to put on them. We have 2 characters in our dialogue, Jordan and Heather. They're good friends and they've decided to take their friendship and also their ideas about environmental rights and human rights. They've decided to take it onto YouTube, make videos that they really want, especially young people, to watch, and they want to make a difference in the world by getting people to watch the video and have more knowledge and awareness of important things like environmental and human rights.
And they want to start with environmental issues. Or protection.
That's right.
Protection.
But they had a name for it too, didn't they?
Oh yeah, they decided to name their channel Rights Watch?
Rights Watch.
Rights Watch.
That's right.
Do you think it's a good name?
I'm surprised it hasn't been taken before. I think it is a good name.
It's a common name.
I think it's an obvious name. But maybe they're so clever that no one actually thought of that name. I'm just surprised that the name hasn't been used already because, it makes perfect sense for a show about rights and about having people be aware of them to call it Rights Watch. They're watching stories and issues of human rights around the world. Anyways, so they have an idea. They've got some good branding ideas and stuff like that. Let's move on to today's dialogue and see what they're doing next.
Reading.
A journey to make a difference through YouTube videos. Jordan and Heather have set up their channel and uploaded their first video. They are discussing people's responses to it.
Only 45 views in 48 hours. I feel like giving up, Heather.
You can't expect success overnight, Jordan. We've got to persist. It can take months or even years to become successful YouTubers.
I suppose so. Did you see that comment, though? One guy said our video was too boring.
Don't take it personally. It could be valuable feedback for us. We can use it to improve our next video. Don't forget, we got some positive comments too. And we got 12 new subscribers.
Maybe we can try to make the next video a little more interesting. We could interview Professor Lynch. He's an expert on environmental issues.
Good idea. I'll pitch it to him after class on Monday. We can also try working with other content creators.
If our channel grows a bit more, we could even consider doing some paid advertisements. I think our channel art could be a bit nicer too. I'll work on that.
All right, so as we begin our dialogue, we can see that it says Jordan and Heather have set up their channel and uploaded their first video. Wow, so this is probably a few days or a week or 2 later. They're already getting it up there on the internet. They've set up their channel, so they've created the space, on the YouTube website with their name and stuff like that, some information for people. And they've even put a video up there already. They've uploaded their first video, which I guess they filmed a few days ago. And it says they are discussing people's responses to it. Okay. So it's probably been up for 24 hours or more, and they're already getting people to respond or getting their responses. To respond is basically to answer. All right, if you ask me a question, I will answer. If you write me a letter or an email, I will write one back. That is my response. Okay, so response is just the noun form of to respond. To respond is to answer. What you say in your answer, that is your response. For example, people had an angry response when the government said that everyone would have to work next Saturday. All right. You can respond with words, but you can also respond just by your behavior, your action. If your boss says, hey, I'll see you on Saturday, you only get a one-day weekend. You could respond by going, I hate my job. Or you can just respond by going, and walking out of the office.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so Jordan and Heather 已经建立了他们的频道，然后上传了第一个影片，然后再讨论人们对此的反应。这边的讨论就是 discuss， 那the noun form is discussion, so we can say to have a discussion on or over something. 那我们看另外一个句子 ，The talk is followed by a discussion on modern art. 所以演讲之后呢，我们就来讨论现代艺术。
All right, so they're looking for some response, maybe some comments that people write, maybe, thumbs up, thumbs down, emojis or something like that. But as they look at the information that they can see on YouTube about their video, it's not really encouraging. As Jordan says, only 45 views in 48 hours. So only 45 people have watched the video, or maybe it was Jordan's mom watching it 45 times over and over again. But only 45 times have people watched this video in 2 days, in 48 hours. And I don't know much about YouTube, but that's not a lot.
No.
Right?
No.
Viral videos will get like millions of views in an hour. They're only getting 45 views in 2 days. And so this is discouraging to Jordan. It's making him feel not so good about what they've done and what they've put all the work into. And as he says, I feel like giving up, Heather. He could also say, I feel like quitting, or I feel like throwing in the towel. I feel like going, all right, that's it. I'm done. No more for me.
But they got responses. Only it was just 45 views?
Not a lot of response.
Oh, okay. 所以 Jordan 就说2天都过了，才45个观看，我想放弃了。Come on, Jordan.
Yeah, but remember, it is their first video, so you gotta keep things in perspective. Not everyone can, put out Gangnam Style video and get 2 billion views in a year or whatever. Heather, she says, you can't expect success overnight, Jordan. Yes, not every video can go viral. Not every video or every YouTube channel can become worldwide super popular overnight. Now, we're not exactly saying over one night, like from Monday to Tuesday. That would be overnight. We're basically saying in a very short time. You can't expect success overnight. You can't expect to become famous overnight. In other words, be patient. It's going to take a little bit longer than you might hope.
I totally agree with her. 所以 overnight 这边是副词，是突然间。那 you can also use it as an adjective. You can say overnight oats. I make overnight oats every day. So delicious. 好，所以 Heather 就说，成功并非是一夜之间就能发生的事哦。Well, it takes time.
And Heather is kind of giving Jordan a speech to encourage him. She says, we've got to persist. We've got to keep on this journey. We've got to stick to it. We can't quit easily. If you persist, you don't quit, you keep on going, even if things are a little bit difficult. As she says, it can take months or even years to become successful YouTubers. Well, it's true, we often talk about an overnight success. Someone who is in a movie or puts out a pop song and suddenly they're really popular and famous. But then they often say, well, I've been in the show business for 9 years, and this is the first time I've ever been famous.
Right.
So often an overnight success isn't happening that quickly. It's just coming to our attention all of a sudden. But people do often persist because they don't have success right away.
But if you get overnight success without working hard, usually it doesn't last long.
That's absolutely true, and you won't appreciate it as much.
我们来看一下 persist. So persist 它就是有坚持的意思哦，也可以当持续。所以比如说生病的症状持续了，我们也可以讲 If symptoms persist, consult a doctor without delay. 赶快去看医生哦，如果你的症状是持续的。那名词就是 persistence， 它就是坚持不懈。所以Heather 就跟这个 Jordan 说，我们要坚持下去啊，要成为成功的 YouTuber 可能是需要几个月，甚至是好几年的时间哦。
All right, so Heather has just given her little pep talk, her little speech to encourage Jordan so that he persists and doesn't just quit right away. But it does seem to be having an effect on Jordan, right? Pointing it out that, it's only our first video and you can't expect overnight success. As Jordan hears that, he realizes that Heather has a good point. He says, I suppose so, which is the kind of thing you say when you agree with someone, but you're not so happy to agree with them. You're like, all right, I guess you're right. I suppose so. And then he says, did you see that comment though? Right? So she's trying to be very positive about their not super successful videos so far. And he kind of agrees with her, but then he's going back to, oh, but maybe it really was bad. Maybe we really should quit. He says, did you see that comment though? Here, though is like but or however. One guy said our video was too boring. So Jordan is back to thinking in a more negative, unhappy kind of way. Oh, we got a bad comment. Remember that? This guy, some person who wrote a little comment on YouTube after the video said, boring.
So mean.
Well, you know, everyone on YouTube has an opinion.
Yeah. Well, I got comments like that all the time.
Do you?
No, and
From
some
who?
I don't know. I don't know who. And they
them.
just message me saying like, you look ugly. How
my God.
How can you release an album?
Are they all supermodels? The people who call you ugly?
I don't know, because
Well, then they
usually
should
they
shut
look like
up.
fake accounts. And yeah.
Just haters.
They're
They're haters.
Or if they have like really good comments or talking about where I can improve, I can accept it.
Sure,
but
absolutely.
if you're getting too personal, I don't think it's right.
And just saying mean things to make people unhappy. You need to get a life.
So what does suppose mean?
Suppose, yes, to suppose something is kind of like to guess, but also, as I said earlier, as a way of accepting a possibility. You might not be happy about it, and you're saying, well, I'm not sure I like this, I'm not sure it's good, but well, there's not much I can do, so I'm accepting that it could be true. I'm accepting that it could happen. If you're really excited to go out to the park or go to the beach on the weekend, but it looks like the clouds are moving in, you might say, oh, I suppose we're going to have to change our plans. I'm accepting this reality, but I'm not super happy about it, or I kind of hope that there might be some change later on. For example, we could say, I suppose Howie is late because he overslept again. I'm guessing that this is why. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think based on my experience, I'm probably right.
So,
Yes.
所以 comment 就是评论。那 of course you can also use it as a verb. 那一样就是 he commented on my status last night.
Okay.
Saying I did a good job, something like that.
Okay, well, when they
Finally
say
a good
something not so nice, as Heather says, don't take it personally.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Good bit of advice for anything if you put it on the internet, on social media, and someone says something nasty. Unless it's like your mom. If it's your mom saying, you really should stop singing. If it's just some stranger, don't take it personally. If your mom says it, then you probably would take, but your mom wouldn't. She loves you and she thinks you're wonderful because you are. But yes, when random people who are just mean and nasty say things to you, don't take it personally. Don't let it hurt your feelings. Try to be tough. Let it bounce off your armor or roll off your back like water off a duck. Don't let it basically hurt your emotions, hurt your feelings, get into your heart or your mind. And in some cases, like you say, when they say bad things, but in a way to help you get better, as Heather points out, it could be valuable feedback for us, right? Sometimes feedback, which is basically comments on what you did when it after it's happened, it can be valuable or helpful feedback. It can make you better in the future.
真的真的，所以这个 take something personally 指的就是针对个人或甚至是有点人身攻击的。所以如果呢是一个 personal remark 或 personal comment， 这些就是人身攻击的意思。所以像我刚刚讲的 get personal， 它就是会是进行人身攻击的意思。比如说 I get personal remarks all the time, I'm used to it。那我们刚刚看到的 feedback 就是有回馈跟反应的意思，这个字是没有复数的哦，所以Heather 就安慰 Jordan 说，哎呀，不要往心里去，因为其实有时候对我们来说还是会有价值的反馈。
Okay, back to the article. Heather is thinking of the positive here. She says we can use it to improve our next video. Right, some of this helpful feedback can make you better in the future or improve your performance or your video or whatever in the future, make it better. Don't forget we got some positive comments too. Again, she's kind of bringing her friend Jordan's attention away from all the bad, mean comments to the good comments. And there were some good comments. So that's why she says, don't forget. She's just reminding him that it wasn't all bad. We got some positive comments too. Positive, helpful, supportive, kind, nice. And another good thing, we got 12 new subscribers because at the beginning, I guess they had 0. So now they have 12.
Cool.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. 我们来看一下 subscriber 这个字。So subscriber 就是订阅者，那它的动词就是 subscribe， 它就是订阅，所以订阅了什么？我们后面会加上一个 to 哦，所以你们离开前不要忘记订阅我们的频道哦。Don't forget to subscribe to our channel before you go。所以呢，这个 Heather 就给 Jordan 很好的建议，他就说我们可以用这些建议来改进啊，我们下一个影片就可以更好。那也别忘了，我们其实收到一些很棒的评论，我们还有增加12个新的订阅者哦。
All right, well, I think Jordan is getting a little happier with some of the comments that Heather is making and some of the things she's pointing out. At least he doesn't seem quite so ready to quit and give up. He says maybe we can try to make the next video a little more interesting. Yeah, taking that comment that it's a bit boring and using it in a positive way by saying, okay, maybe that guy is kind of mean to say it like that, but maybe there is some truth there. Maybe we can watch the video again, find some places we can make it a little more fun or exciting, and that will definitely make it more interesting and attractive to people. That could be good.
所以 Jordan 就说，那我们下一支影片应该可以想想可能更有趣的东西，让我们的影片更好看。
All right, and he's already got another idea for the next video. He says we could interview Professor Lynch. All right, there's someone that they know who knows a lot about this topic. As Jordan says, he's an expert on environmental issues. There you go. That's definitely someone you would want to have on your show about a certain topic because an expert is someone who knows a lot about a certain topic, whatever it might be. Okay, it could be an expert who teaches at a university. Of course, university professors are often experts on whatever they're teaching. We expect them to be. Or even if it's a hobby that you really, really love and you just love to read about this thing, this topic, this activity, whatever it happens to be. If you know a lot about a certain subject, you might be able to call yourself an expert, especially if you have doctor in front of your name. That usually means you're an expert. For example, Evelyn is an expert on late 14th century European musical styles.
Oh, cool.
That's a very interesting topic to be an expert on.
所以 interview 这边是当动词，那当名词也可以哦，就是面试。所以面试你的那个人叫做 interviewer， 你被面试的话，你就是 interviewee。那我们造一个句子 ：The cops would like to interview every employee about the theft。所以每个这个警察想要去访问所有的员工有关于这个偷窃事件，所以文章就说呢，这个 Jordan 就说我们可以采访林奇教授，因为他是环境问题的专家哦。
All right, well, what does Heather think of Jordan's idea to interview this professor? She says, good idea. She agrees with him. Yeah, that would be a great feature in our next video. And so she's going to start making that plan happen. She says, I'll pitch it to him after class on Monday. So they're going to go back to school at the beginning of the week. She'll see that professor and she will pitch this idea, the idea to interview him on Monday, and it does not involve baseballs in any way. No, in this case, pitch does not have anything to do with the guy who throws the baseball to the batter in a baseball game. That is to pitch the ball. You call that player the pitcher. But no, here we're using it more in a business sense. When you pitch something, you're basically taking an idea you have, probably for a business or something like that, and you're putting it to people who can help you make it happen. For example, if you have an idea for a business, you might go to a bunch of rich people who might be able to give you the money to start the business, but before they give you the money, they want to hear your idea, and you need to present your idea in an attractive, interesting way that will get them thinking about it and hopefully get them throwing money at you. You could pitch an idea for a new app. You could pitch an idea for a new TV show or a movie in Hollywood. Or you could pitch an idea for a new company to a bank president or someone like that who might be able to give you the money to start it. And that's what Terry did in our example sentence. Terry pitched his idea about pizza-making drones to the president of Speedy Pizza Corporation. The president said it was interesting. Little drones that fly around the city with ovens on them, and they cook the pizza as they fly to your house.
Cool. Sounds nice.
I don't think it'll work.
Maybe you will.
I don't think it'll work.
Oh, OK, 好。所以 Heather 这是 a good idea， 好主意哦。那我周一下课之后再跟教授说。这边的 pitch 指的是劝说或游说。那 pitch 这一个字当名词就是音调，所以我们在唱歌的时候，你可以说 high pitched， 就是声调很高，又或者是很尖锐的也可以。那 low pitched 它就是声调很低的。
All right, so interviewing a professor, that's an idea for a show. Here's another idea they have. We can also try working with other content creators. In other words, they can team up with other people with YouTube channels, probably about the environment and stuff, and they can team up and make a better show that they can put on both channels. You know, more power when we unite together. Kind of like the Avengers.
Content creator 通常就是叫你会做一些内容创作者，因为现在网络很发达嘛，所以 if you make videos on TikTok, you're one of those people. And if you're an YouTuber, yeah, you're a content creator too.
Absolutely. We could also just call an inventor a creator or someone who writes new music, poems, songs. They're also creators in some way. But yeah, today when we use it, we often talk about inventing or making new things on the internet. For example, internet content creators can do a lot of technical work themselves using a simple home computer.
Yeah.
It's true, you can.
所以呢，我们可以尝试跟其他的内容创作者合作啊，因为他们也会有粉丝嘛，那就是粉丝加在一起更多了。所以 creator 是创作者、创造者 ，it comes from the verb create 创造。所以the item that you create is called a creation 创造物。那这些人呢，一定都是很有创意的嘛 ，so 你可以说这些人是creative, or 是很有创意的话，就是 creativity.
Yeah, kind of like imagination. Back to the dialogue, Jordan says, if our channel grows a bit more, we could even consider doing some paid advertisements.
Whoa.
Okay, I don't think he's thinking of quitting anymore. He seems back on it. He's kind of looking at the future and saying, hey, if we get more than 45 people to watch our video, maybe eventually we can get paid to tell people about products. You sometimes see that in videos, right? They'll talk about a product for a few minutes and then you go back to watching the video. Well, a period of a show, a radio program, a television show, or even before a movie, when they're showing you stuff that they want you to buy or they want to tell you about because you might be interested in buying it, those are advertisements, or as some people would say, advertisements, or as a lot of people say, ads, because it's very short. They're ads on buses, ads along the side of the road, ads on signs and on TV, everywhere you can think. For example, every time I watch something on YouTube, I always see the same advertisements. It's really boring. It's true, isn't it?
Yeah,
For 3 days, you see the same ads.
So advertisement 就是广告。那I think some British people pronounce it as advertisement.
Advertisement,
But
yes.
I don't say that. I say advertisement.
Okay.
比较好讲。So consider 就是考虑，所以你后面也加 VING。比如说 You wouldn't consider marrying a man for his money, would you? 或者是呢 consider A、B 代表是把 A 视为 B， 比如说 I consider you my best friend, and that means I regard you as my best friend. 所以 Jordan 就说，如果有更多人看，我们甚至可以考虑做一些付费广告。Oh, he's thinking too far away.
I think he is, but at least he's thinking positively and he's thinking of ways to make it better. Here's something else he has in his mind. I think our channel art could be a bit nicer too. I'll work on that. So just the design of the page, you know, the pictures behind them when they're doing the show, you know, just to make it look nicer and more professional.
Maybe the banner too.
The banner over top, yeah, all that stuff.
所以 work on something 就是致力于去做某事，比如说 Hey, I've been working on this song. Would you like to give it a listen?
Okay.
Yay! How is it?
Great. It's a great song. It's such a great song. I forgot that we have a chat coming up. So let's do that. Then I can get back to listening to her wonderful music.
For You Chat.
So our For You chat question for today is, how do you feel when you see negative comments on YouTube? Share your thoughts on this.
Interesting. Well, I don't post anything on YouTube generally. So when I see people saying nasty things about other people, it just kind of makes me sad. It makes me sad for the people saying the nasty thing. Often it's not helpful. They're just trying to make people unhappy. And I kind of wonder, like, what is wrong with people that they take all this time in their day to write mean things on YouTube? I just don't really get it. Unless the video makes you really angry for some reason. You know, if someone has a video telling me doing a terrible thing is wonderful, then I might write something negative. But often it's people just looking to hurt other people's feelings. And I just kind of feel sorry for those people, and I wonder, why do they waste their time doing that?
Yeah, and you know, always, sometimes these people, they themselves are very unhappy. So they want to make others unhappy.
Absolutely. I think that's the main thing. As they say, hurt people hurt people. So try not to do that. Look for some love and light in your own life, and you know, don't worry about other people as long as they're not trying to hurt you. Why do you have to try to hurt them? And I feel bad for you when you hear those comments. I think that's just mean and nasty. So let's be nice to each other. And hey, if you don't like a YouTube channel, here's an idea. Start your own YouTube channel that's better than that one, and then great. Awesome. Good for you. And we hope that you do find success on YouTube if you're interested in that type of thing. It is a wonderful way to connect with people all around the world on important topics, or at least important topics for you and for others. So keep on doing that. Thanks for joining us, guys. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And we'll see you back here soon. 再见.
Vocabulary Review. Response. Michelle apologized to Sue for being rude. She said bad things in response to not being invited to Sue's party. Suppose. The train is 15 minutes late, so I suppose we won't get to Tainan on time. Expert. Grace is an expert at solving math problems, and she always helps explain them to the other students. Pitch. I'm going to pitch my idea to the boss and try to get her to agree to the change. Creator. Philip is the creator of this piece of art. He painted it last year. Advertisement. Advertisement. I saw an advertisement on TV for a new restaurant. Let's go there.
智慧小补帖
Overnight. Persist. Comment. Feedback. Subscriber.
以上节目是由活用空中美语制作，活用空中美语杂志，请洽询全国各大书店。如欲索取试听教材，请来电02-2364-4000 02-2364-4000，或上网查询，网址是 www.english4u.net www.english4u.net